Guys, it is our first time sitting here with Mr. Prosper. Thank you,
Paulin.
thank you, Mr. Prosper, for agreeing to do this for the Haitian community.
Yeah, no problem.
And guys, as you can see, this video is going to be in two languages. It's going to be in English and also in Creole. And most of the time, Mr. Prosper, it is a US citizen born and raised in this country.
Yep.
He happens to be a high school teacher. Here, actual high school teacher. And then me, I used to be a high school teacher, and I am a retiree. And I used to teach math, special ed kids, and then a little bit of everything. And after I retired last year, right? And then while me and Mr. Prosper having a conversation, and then we decided to come up with this idea because we are going to do more in detail about it. So let me introduce myself. My name is Paulin, and Paulin, that's the name, Paulin. So I'm someone qui sorti au Haiti. Prosper, you do not understand mostly what I'm saying in English, but I'm going to translate for you.
That's
soon.
okay.
But remember, this video is supposed to be in Creole.
No worries.
So I'm going to have to speak some Creole for my viewers.
Correct.
My target audience is my Haitian kids. Our target audience is Haitian kids because you two have some Haitian kids in your classes. Correct. And this is why, with your plea, you came to me and I said, why don't we do videos of what you are teaching in Creole so you can...
Because I noticed in the high school that, I learned English growing up. They didn't. And so it's harder for them to understand what I'm trying to explain, especially when all the tests and assessments are in English.
In English, yeah.
So I was like, I know how great of a teacher Mr. Paulin is. And so I was like, if there's any way we can make some kind of resource that could help the Haitian community, especially young kids, that would be great. So, right?
True. Yeah, I don't think I need to translate this for you because one of the things is that our primary focus is our Haitian kids here.
Yeah.
And therefore, I am doing a great disservice to them if I were to translate in Creole everything that you are saying. Okay. We want them to learn the English. True. All right? He's right. Yeah. So my focus will be when we actually going to start doing the problems on the board, then you will do it in English, and then I will come and then model it in Creole. Okay. So therefore, that will give them an idea in Creole what you just taught them in English. Yeah. So basically, that's what our primary intention is. And as I said, Prosper, you came to me, and then I said, okay, since I am a YouTuber already, I have several channels, and then I'm an educator, I already have all the tools.
And
why not?
His expertise is in video production.
Video production, yeah, we're going to go into that. So the first video that we're doing now, it is the introduction. So you want to go first, or you want me to introduce myself first?
All right, I'll go first, and we'll save the best for last.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, hello everyone. My name is Prosper, Mr. Prosper. This is my 4th year working with the DOE as a special ed teacher, but I've been working for the state for 11 years as a teacher, and with the Office of Mental Health. So I've had to work with a population of students who have tremendous difficulties when it comes to school. And because I did that for so long, I was thinking to myself, how could I effect more change? And that's when I was like, oh, it makes sense to go to the DOE, right? And help more populations of children. And so that's where I am now, 4th year teaching. So I'm still relatively new, but in terms of being an educator, I've done it now for almost 20 years. Yes. Yeah.
And then we have been collaborating almost, 5 years?
5 years?
5, 6 years, yeah.
It was even, before COVID, I believe.
Before COVID, yeah.
So yeah, it was a little while ago if you think about it. Yeah.
Before COVID, and it is after that you decided to go. And matter of fact, Mr. Prosper has a master's degree in math.
Education now. No, in education.
In education, but
the focus of the classes
was math. Because I have seen you were taking some math.
Yes, correct.
Graduate. But me, guys, are you done? With your introduction here? So, were you born here or what?
I was born in D.C., Washington, D.C.
What?
But
first time I learned that. I've been knowing for 5 years.
Yeah, for 5 years.
And then now I know about it now, Washington, D.C.
But because that's why I only bring this up because many people think, oh, you're a New Yorker, you lived here most of your life. My mom is actually from Jamaica. My background is Caribbean, like Mr. Paulin. But I was born in D.C., and shortly after that, my mom moved us and my sister to Jamaica, where I lived until I was 4 years old. Yeah,
you were living in Jamaica?
I was a little kid, like an infant, up until I was 4 years old. Okay. And then at 4, I moved to Brooklyn, New York. My mom moved back because, of course, back then, around the 80s, 90s, there was better opportunities in New York City for my mom. And so I've been in New York City ever since Brooklyn.
Since Brooklyn. Okay.
Yeah. Very good. Since I was 4 years old. And then now, I might not look like it, but I'm almost 40.
Okay, almost 40. Okay, no, you still look young.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, my little brother, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, 40. So that's Mr. Prosper in a nutshell. And you're working for New York City Board of Education now. And we're also working for the state of New York. We're working for the state of New York.
Correct.
All right. So me, guys, most of you, if you watch my videos, you already know my name is Paulin. And then I've been a YouTuber since 2006. And then I've been a teacher since 1996. And then I spent 27 years within Board of Ed. And I retired last year. That was my retirement. And you came to my retirement party.
That was a very good party.
Had a great time, yes.
It was a really good party.
So definitely, but as a retiree, I still kept my little gig on this side, which is the state of New York, where we also teach here, but not as fully invested as we do with DOE. But we do also teach here when kids come here. And then, matter of fact, we teach kids from first grade even to college.
Even to college level, yes.
And this is where, when I used to be a teacher at DOE, my concentration was mostly like 6th, 7th, 8th graders. Middle school, when I was teaching math. But when I was teaching in my field, which is video production and management, this is where I have my master's degree, I used to teach high school kids. But when I transitioned to teach math only, it was mostly 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So my extent in math is from 6th, 7th, and 8th. It is when I came here and then mingle with you, dealing with you, and then when we have kids high school who's doing like algebra to college kids.
Calculus, we had some kids, and he actually started teaching himself calculus.
I have to teach
because he realized in order to also assist, right, the kids here, he would need to get to that level of math, mathematical education.
Yeah, able to assist the kids. Yes. And then you are my inspiration too, and you made it so easy for me. And this is why I said, why not collaborate with you, and then do some videos in Creole. Although we are speaking English, but do not be mistaken, guys. We are going to go into the Creole when we are actually doing the works. But since we want the kids that are watching us to be informed of what we are doing here, so therefore it is very crucial that we spend a little bit of time to lay out the foundation of what we are doing here.
And also who we are. We want you guys to know who we are.
Because you are going to let us into your house, right? Your kids are going to watch us, and you don't want any type of individual to come and teach your kids. So we are teachers. So 27 years within Board of Ed. I have taught many diverse topics in math, Creole, English, even Spanish too.
I know you do some history sometimes.
Yeah, some history, yeah. And then some biology. And as long as you are a teacher, you're a teacher.
Yeah.
You understand? I may not be as good as you in math, but remember, being a math teacher, I'm self-taught too.
Yeah.
Because when I went to college, I stayed away from anything that has to do with science, including math. So
you're like math phobic.
Yeah, I had math phobic because my first class in college was Calculus 1. Oh, wow. And I had a D-. And I went straight to the Bursat. And then this is when I became a art major. Because my major prior was like computer graphic. Computer science. And computer science, you need math.
Yeah, you need a lot of
and at that time, we're doing like Pascal, COBOL, things like that. So I said, nope, that's not for me. Then I took art. Then I went for geology, astronomy, philosophy, all those little nice things.
Yeah, liberal arts.
Yeah, liberal arts. And then I graduated in York College within a BA in art.
Very nice.
Which is computer graphic and video production. Then I went to Brooklyn College. We are in same alma mater, alumni. Brooklyn College, master degree into TV production and management.
But what's so funny is that you can tell from his experience, like we both don't have like the traditional, like educational background. I started after high school, I started at Cornell University, but then fell in love with a girl and stopped going. And so I had to go to BMCC, a community college. After that didn't work out. And then from the community college, I was able to then transfer to Columbia. So you can hear from both our stories that we're not here to tell anyone that there's a right or true way to approach education.
No, that's not true.
There's no, like, it's whatever works for you. What we're here to tell you is that education is a must. Like, no matter what kind of education you get, just make sure you're striving to be educated.
It's a must. And matter of fact, this is our poster behind our head here.
Oh, yeah.
Education is the passport to the future.
Yeah.
For tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today.
Yeah.
Malcolm X. And this is why I am so insisting in doing this course in Creole. Guys, although I've been speaking English for the longest, but I'm going to transition to Creole pretty soon. But as a teacher, as I said to you earlier, I said that although we're going to do it in Creole, but we're going to do it in English because most of the kids that are watching, are going to watch those videos are kids here. It is not for kids in AED. If kids in AED wants to partake, that's okay. Yeah. But we're doing it mostly for Haitian kids here that are going to high school here and who have problem understanding the work because of a language barrier. And then my job is to facilitate that while you as a master teacher. And guys, I'm not a master teacher in math, okay? Because math, I taught myself math from 6th to 8th grade. And as I said to you, thanks to you, you made me love math now because I have been witnessing the way you've been teaching these kids here. And then that propels me to go and then taught myself calculus, you understand? And then now I am not as good as you, but I'm not that bad. You know? Because specifically there are books here, and then if you give me a book and if you give me a model how you solve it, I can always will it. Because I have all the basic, all the required basics for me to solve anything. And this is what we are going to do in this class here. All right? So our job is to teach these kids some basic with context, right? We said that very earlier, with context.
Yeah, with context. As in, it's enough. And I know nowadays a lot of kids, it doesn't seem as though they don't want to just know something just to know it. They want to know why they should know something. True. Like, how do they apply it? So, like, I was explaining to Mr. Paulin from my experience as a high school teacher, I could tell a lot of kids don't know how to approach high school exams or tests. And it's because they don't understand what the questions are asking them. And this is doubly true when English is not their first language. So, like, part of us going through the math and let's just talking about numbers and just math in general, which to me is very fun. We're also going to usually try and end videos with literally trying to see a problem maybe from our regents or a problem that they'll see in high school and see how what we've talked about during that video would help me understand what the problem is asking.
Yesterday you sat down with Sierra. And Sierra came here and then we were talking about Roman numerals, right?
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I have the sheet next to me. And then when you explained Sierra 1, and if I were to go back here, you said to Sierra 1, right?
Yeah.
2. That's the Roman numeral that we're doing. 3. And then when we get to 4, it is very redundant to go there 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then this is why we know this is 5. And then if you just put 1 in front of it.
Yeah, I told her. I was like, well, what number is right? What number is in front of 5?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, 4.
And that will be 1 minus 4, 1 minus 5. And that's how we end up with 4. Because this is 5 and this is 1. Every time you put a number in front of it, it is a minus, right? And then you minus from this here. And then this is when you went and you said about 10. And then I never knew that. As a matter of fact, I learned it from you. When you said 10, which is an X.
Yeah, I asked her. I asked Sierra, I was like, well, how could this be 10 if this is 5?
5.
And then she looked at it and she was like, oh, it's 2 V's.
2 V's, yeah. 1 V on top and 1 V in the bottom makes it 10. And guess what? With all my years teaching college, teaching high school, teaching math, I taught Roman numeral, but I never made that connection. And this is why, guys, it is very important. While we are teaching, We are not going to teach a bunch of math 1, 2. No, 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 no. We are going to teach with a concept.
Yeah, yeah. And teach in a way, right? And teach in a way that while you're listening and thinking about it, it just makes sense, right? It's not us just telling you that you have to think this way. You look at it for yourself and you go, it only makes sense that way.
Yeah, it makes sense that way.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Why math is so important for everybody? Math is a subject. And I always tell people, math is a language. It is always true because it has vocabulary.
Yeah.
And one thing I always tell my kids when I used to teach math from 6th to 7th grade, I used to give them a bunch of vocabulary words for them to memorize and then associate those words with everyday current situations. You see, when I say product could be what? So many things, right?
Like products.
But in math, what is product in math? And then for the kids, and this is how I teach them.
And he's right. This is very important because they assume at the high school level that you already know this.
Yeah. No, that is why. And this is one of the biggest mistakes we teachers we make when we assume the kids supposed to know something. And therefore, they just teach the material and they never went back and checked to see what are the level the kids came to you, because not everybody came to 10th, 11th, and 12th grade with the same level. Right. You may have somebody in 12th grade and he has a 3rd and a 4th grade math level. And it is up to us to make sure we go back and then try to fill that gap.
And meet the child, meet the student at that level.
At that level.
But that's, again, why we were trying to do these videos, because hopefully this will help bridge the gap or help you, anyone who's viewing, go raise in level or get to a level where if you see something, it makes sense to you now what they're asking, right?
Now, Prosper, the question I was asking you, what was the difficulties you encountered when you were teaching math in your high school, and then that propels you to come to me and ask for help?
Okay.